Well, there they are, some of the Benners that are here today to try and win the Best Benner competition, a trip for two to Hong Kong, courtesy of Cathay Pacific, and we'll be announcing the winner of the octagonal Best Benner later in the program. The 8th wonder of the world, and I wouldn't argue with him, and haven't they put some work in on that one there? Wowee. A lot of work. They all probably deserve to win. People have gone to a lot of bother, and we love a champion too, mate. Octagonal. That fellow, Simon, he's even coloured his hair.
A lot of people have come out in the Cerise, but it's one of the things I'm sure you haven't seen on a racetrack before. Banners like this for a horse. I mean, we just haven't seen it on an Australian racetrack, possibly ever. But this horse is the people's horse. They just love him, and they've gone to all this time, expense and effort to honour Octagonal.
They sure have, and don't go Big O. Well, unfortunately, he's going to go, but there'll be a lot of little O's around in a few years to replace him. And there he is, Octagonal, TAB number 6, saddlecloth number 6, as Shane Dye warms him up before the running of the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Now, as you know, Shane Dye is owned by... Shane Dye is not owned by the Chicken Kings, but Octagonal is owned by the Chicken Kings, Jack and Bob Ingham, who are two very excited men today. Simon O'Donnell is now with them.
The brothers Ingham must be a terribly proud day for you.
Oh, proud. Just too proud to describe, really.
Jack, when you woke up this morning, how did you feel? Is this a different race day?
Absolutely different. I took a sleeper last night. I had a good sleep, Simon, thank goodness. And I've been flat out all the morning, but no, it's a wonderful day. Just a day that Bob and I never dreamed we'd have. And just let's hope the big boy can come through.
It'd be great. Bob, speaking of a dream come true, you probably never, when you got involved in racing, thought you'd have a day like this. It's nearly a race day dedicated to Octagonal and the Inghams.
Well, you could never think when you become, with Ray, we've been racing for 40-odd years, and we've had a lot of good horses. But to have a horse like Octagonal and just see the way the people all over Australia, Simon, have taken to him is just tremendous. And the thrill that it's given Jack and myself is unbelievable.
Well, that thrill's gone Australia-wide.
Well, Simon, yesterday I had 8,000 signatures from Adelaide to bring him over to just show the people from all the TABs in Adelaide, and from Brisbane about 7,000 or 8,000 signatures from up in Brisbane. It's just amazing to think people take the time to sign petitions for him to come up and just parade.
In your time in racing, you would never have seen a day like this, would you? Dedicated basically to a horse.
No, not really. First time I've ever seen it.
Have you got another one at home in the paddock for us?
Oh, we hope so.
Name it, Jack.
I'd say not, Simon.
We'll keep trying to get one. We'll guarantee you that.
Oh, well, I'll keep backing you up then. Fellas, have a fantastic day and enjoy it. It's just a supreme effort by a horse and a supreme effort by the two Ingham brothers. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, I've known the Ingham brothers for a long while, and I've never known them to be nearly as excited as they are when they get around the Big O. The main danger to the Big O is All Our Mob, trained by Gai Waterhouse. All Our Mob will be ridden today by Chris Muntz. A little earlier, Simon O'Donnell caught up with Chris.
Chris, coming up for the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, the last race of Octagonal, you're probably on his main challenger, All Our Mob. How do you see the race going?
Well, it's a sort of race where there's probably not going to be a heck of a lot of speed in the race, and in saying that, it'll probably suit my horse a little bit, but I know he's got a big heart, the Big O, and I won't be giving him any start.
But how are you going to feel if just happens that All Our Mob does get up? How are you going to feel coming back past this crowd on Octagonal's race day?
Mate, I'm not going to be worrying about the crowd. I'm going to be counting the dollars that are going to come up, but I might catch a few donuts if they throw them at me.
Mate, they've got the pink icing on them too. Do you think that'll suit the complexion?
Yeah, well, yeah, they probably will. I don't mind strawberry. Tastes all right.
I'd usually wish you the best of luck. This time I'm not going to. Have a safe ride, but not a good one.
Good, thanks, Simon.
Yeah, Chris Muntz with Simon O'Donnell. I think we've got time for a quick Tate update, and then we'll see what Shane Dye's got to have. Why don't we listen to Shane first? I'd hate to miss out on his tactics for this very important race.
The race we've all been waiting for, Octagonal. Can he win? Of course he can. Now, the major thing in this race is pace, how fast they'll go. Circles of Gold and, of course, Kingston Bay will go forward. Now, the main two other chances, are All Our Mob and Intergaze. They'll be running 3rd or 4th. I'll be behind them on Octagonal, trying to give him a cushy run. At the half mile, that's where my race begins. I've got to get off the fence, get him into the clear and give him every chance. I've got to work out whether the pace has been fast or slow and whether I should take off. I wouldn't be surprised if Octagonal was nearly in front turning for home. And let's just all cheer him on and hopefully he'll win. The other chance in the race is Buzz Off. He'll be back in the field storming home. But let's get Octagonal home.
Well, I got to say that most of the people at Randwick will be on Shane Dye's side, and he's just a shade of odds on the tote. Let's look at the tote prices. Number 1, All Our Mob is showing at $4 exactly. Number 2, Kingston Bay at 100 to 1. Shaskay at $26, odds of 25 to 1. Buzz Off is in now to $12, odds of 11 to 1. $61 for Nazarich. Octagonal at $1.90. That's if you put $1 on the tote and he wins, you get $1.90 back. Electronic is at 40 to 1, TAB number 7. Number 8, Circles of Gold is at $34 or 33 to 1. French Resort is 100 to 1 chance. And Intergaze is about $4.60 now, just between $4.50 and $4.70. Possibly pay $4.70 by the time they jump. $4 for All Our Mob, $1.90 for Octagonal. Simon, there he is. Can he do it?
Yes, of course I believe he can do it. It's not going to be made easy for him. It is the Octagonal and Ingham race day, but no one's going to pull any punches out there. It's a Group 1 race. It's worth a lot of money. And you see there the boys, the guys who work behind the barrier and do such a fantastic job, they want a photo taken with him. It's really an Octagonal show day. He's handled it very well. There's a little bit of sweat in between the back legs as he left, but that's happened a lot of times. I don't think he's overly excited outside of any other race.
Well, we've got a special clerk of the course helping us today. It's a man who knows Octagonal as well as anyone, and that's the man who won the Triple Crown on him, Darren Beedman. Darren, can you hear me?
Can do, Kenny. Loud and clear.
Mate, an exciting day. Do you think Octagonal can do it?
I think he can, mate. I've got confidence in the horse, and I have all the way through. He's just going into the gates now, and he looks completely relaxed, but he's just got that eye of the tiger, Kenny. He looks like he's ready for a race.
Where do you think he'll be in the run?
I think he'll his usual custom, probably midfield or a little bit worse. And you know, if he's 3 or 4 lengths off and with 200 metres to go, I think you'll give him a good race. I think he'll win.
Good on you, Darren. Darren looks a picture, I might mention, in his hunting gear there. All right, they're just about all in the barrier. 2 or 3 to go. We don't want to leave it late today to throw to John Tapp. John, what do you think of it all?
Ken, the atmosphere is quite incredible. Reminiscent of the day Gun Sind retired in 1973. I've never forgotten that day either. Unfortunately, Gun Sind wasn't able to go out on a winning note. He was beaten by a great New Zealand horse in Apollo 11. Let's hope that doesn't happen today. Now, the last couple move in. Now, Shaskay and Circles of Gold go in together, and they're all set and ready for the Cathay Pacific Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. They're all set. And there they go. Octagonal began a little bit awkwardly, might have missed it a half length or so. Kingston Bay bounced out in front of French Resort. Octagonal hunted up by Dyers, quickly poking between horses. He's going to ride him close to the lead today. All Our Mob is now going up into second spot. Intergaze is prominent. He's 3 deep early, and he won't settle. He wants to over race. Out very wide is Electronic as they go over that first crossing. A gap to Nazarich, followed by Buzz Off and Shaskay, and Circles of Gold on the outside is last of all. Kingston Bay, the leader, going down the back. He's over racing, and the pace is a cracker. Electronic is going up now to force him along. 2.5 away. All Our Mob with the run of the race. About 4 to Intergaze, who settles better now with so much speed on. A gap to French Resort, followed by Octagonal. 2.5 to Nazarich, and then Buzz Off, who's taking closer order. Shaskay second last, and Circles of Gold last, and these leaders are burning the grass. Up to the top turn they go at the 1,000 mark. Kingston Bay the leader. Electronic second. All Our Mob getting the run of the race third. 3 lengths away. Intergaze, followed by French Resort. Octagonal on the outside. It's being run to suit the champ. Followed further back by Buzz Off, who's tagging Octagonal. And then Nazarich and Shaskay. Circles of Gold as last as they go by the 800 mark. The pace has been furious. Kingston Bay the leader. Electronic second. All Our Mob third, given a lovely run by Chris Munce. Then Intergaze, Octagonal looming up on the outside as they near the turn. Followed by French Resort, and then Buzz Off, Shaskay, Nazarich and Circles of Gold is last of all. By G, lead. Dye's getting busy on Octagonal. He's pulled the whip on the champ as they turn for home, where he's giving the leaders about 6 lengths. Kingston Bay and Electronic. Here comes the mobster. Into Gaze on the outside, a length away. Octagonal, here he comes now. Into Gaze and All Our Mob have had an Electronic. Octagonal's got a battle on his hands. Dye's throwing everything at him. The 3-year-old Into Gaze has burst clear 100 metres out. The Big O can't do any better, try as he may. Into Gaze has spoiled the party. A brilliant ride by Carmody. Into Gaze in an upset, beat Octagonal, reminiscent of Gunsynd in 73. All Our Mob has run third, followed by Electronic. Buzz off. Further back, Kingston Bay, Chaskey, Circles of Gold, French Resort, and Nazarich is last in the Cathay Pacific Queen Elizabeth Stakes.
Well, defeated, but very, very gallant. Number 10, Into Gaze first, $4.70 and $1.50. Number 6, Octagonal second, $1.20. Number 1, All Our Mob third, $1.30. Well, Rod Craig, the trainer of Into Gaze, is at his daughter's wedding today, and he's not even on track, but I'm sure they'd be watching Channel 9 just at this moment. As you see, Into Gaze burst away for Craig Carmody in the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth Stakes, and well, Occy, as game as he was, the 3-year-old with the pull in the weights just sprinted away and he couldn't pull him back. It was Into Gaze first, Octagonal second, All Our Mob third. From the rails, as we look at them there, that's Kingston Bay in the blue colours, Electronic, who ran a great race in the black sleeves, then All Our Mob in the yellow cap, Into Gaze in the blue and white cap has burst clear, and then Octagonal, and Buzz Off, of course, is the other horse you can see in the picture, back in the pink colours. But it was Into Gaze steaming away from Octagonal. The crowd, well, they're absolutely, well, they're just quiet. You could hear a pin drop almost here at Randwick. The punters didn't get the result they wanted, and, well, they're shocked. But a great performance. He wasn't disgraced. He ran a super second. Darren Beedman's now with Shane Dye.
Well, Shane, it's disappointing, you know, what has happened, but obviously you had a nice run in the race and they really made him made a race of it today for him.
It's so hard to beat the 3-year-olds at weight for age, as I've always stated. He tried his heart out and he gave us all. But the thing I'm happy about is he had his chance, and it was just that the 3-year-old beat him. He beat the other weight for age horses fair and square, and he's gone out on a fantastic note.
Yeah, it's something that we don't like to see, you know, champion horses being beaten, but I think everyone will still remember even of the way that he tried his heart out to try and beat the other horse under basically impossible conditions.
I'm sure he will, Darren. As you know, you've had success on him, so have I. It's a sad moment.
It is, yeah, it's very sad for all of us, but I'm sure you and I look forward to riding his progeny in years to come.
No doubt about that.
Thank you.
A great job by Darren Beedman there, and quite an emotional Shane Dye, and I think he said it all. What he said was exactly right. The horse did beat the older weight for age horses, but the 3-year-old was too good. And Occy retires with a record of 28 starts for 14 wins, 7 seconds and a third, and prize money of $5,892,231. So he's a leading stake winner in Australian history, $5,892,231. And, well, I reckon he's worth every dollar that's in prize money that's been paid to him. There's Shane Dye on Octagonal. He's getting a bigger cheer than Into Gaze did when he first came along. I think the crowd realise he gave his all. I think it's great for racing that it was such a great race. We mightn't have got the result we wanted, but to use a popular cliche, boys, I reckon racing was the winner.
It certainly was the winner. To see all these people here today, the interest this horse has created, and look, he is a champion. Today he hasn't gone out on a winning note. A great effort from Craig Carmody in Into Gaze. He's been bloused in a couple of the important 3-year-old races this autumn, but today he showed his true colours, and so did the horse behind him. He tried everything possible to beat. He was giving him 5.5 kilos, I think, in the weights. Was something he just couldn't pull back in the end.
And Into Gaze, of course, is no slouch. He's now won 3 Group 1 races. The Champagne Stakes on this day last year, the Canterbury Guineas at Rosehill on March 1, and now the weight for age Queen Elizabeth Stakes. And Craig Carmody, a man who won the Champion Stakes on Stoley Century, another of his Group 1 wins, is suitably happy, even though he must just feel a little bit sorry for the champ that he's deposed. And there he is, Octagonal. He's had enough. That's the end of his racing career. He'll go to stud now. Look, fairy tales don't always come true, and it did rain on the Octagonal parade here at Randwick today, but he's a horse who'll be remembered at his best moments, Wayne Harris?
This is a magic moment. I've never seen a horse get beaten and be cheered like this horse. They all love him, and we underestimated that winner. He was the horse that should have won the Derby a couple of weeks back, and he was meeting the other horse at better at the weight, so he was always going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, it was a great win by Intergaze. Jack Ingham, Bob Ingham, they look a bit stunned, but they're good sports. They've shaken hands with the connections of the winner, and Rod Craig not here for one of his great moments in racing, the man who trains Intergaze. Intergaze, a very good 3-year-old. Simon, you've got something to say
well,
there?
He's at his daughter's wedding. I tell you, I wouldn't mind being there. It will be one hell of a party tonight.
Well, he did say here, he's just had 2 daughters, been married in 2 months, and he said, lucky the horse come along, he can pay for it all.
Well, he can now produce another one and have another wedding.
I wonder how far ahead he planned it, Ken.
Exactly right, but a great performance by Intergaze, who only cost $15,000 as a yearling. Well, Rod Craig brought him out of a paddock. Congratulations to him. The horse has turned out to be everything he hoped, and to win today's Group 1 race to bung his not inconsiderate prize money tally up. Today's winning prize money was $204,000, and already Intergaze before today had won $853,000. So he goes over the $1 million, now at $1,055,000 with today's Queen Elizabeth Stakes win. The official numbers, as we told you, were 10, 6 and 1, Intergaze first, the champion Octagonal second, and All Our Mob in third place. Officially fourth was TAB number 7, Electronic, and I think Buzzoff might have finished in 5th place, number 4. That's all we can tell you about the Queen Elizabeth Stakes of 1997 as we leave a stunned Randwick to take another break on the wide world of sports. There he is, Octagonal, right at the screen in the Cerise. Just couldn't pick up Intergaze. Craig Carmody keeps Intergaze going, and well, the prize went to him today. They can all get beaten. As much as we all wanted Octagonal to win, he just wasn't good enough. There we have in the left of screen, All Our Mob just going out of picture. Buzzoff in the pink on the left, then Intergaze in the blue and white cap, and now we can only see he and Octagonal. Octagonal tried right to the desperate finish, but just wasn't quite good enough on the day. That was the story in a nutshell. The official margin was 1 1/4 length. Octagonal beat the others 2.5 lengths. Number 10, Intergaze, $4.70 and $1.50. Number 6, Octagonal, $1.20. Number 1, All Our Mob, $1.30. The Quinellas paid $5.10, and the trifecta has paid $20.40. And there he is, Ockie. Of course, owned, as we've said many times, by Jack and Bob Ingham. They've taken it like good sports should. They're now with Simon O'Donnell.
Gentlemen, we're hearing the loud applause and cheers, 3 cheers in the background. Intergaze actually won the race, but hasn't he been a great horse? And today, both of you must be just super proud.
Oh, super proud of him. Today was a fantastic run.
Yeah, a great day. They've organised a marvellous day. It's a fun day. I think everybody's enjoyed it, and we've enjoyed it. Nothing to get beat, Simon.
What's going through your minds and your hearts at the moment? That's the last time you're going to see Octagonal go round. There's got to be that sense of sadness as well.
We've just got to get Johnny now to produce another one.
We'll keep putting the Vickies in the tin, and he will. Jack, what's going through your heart and your mind? Are you a little bit sad?
Well, I'm a bit sad to see him beat, certainly, but there's no doubt about it. We're going to see a lot of him. He's going to go up to Woodlands. We'll be racing his young ones, and so will a lot of others. I think he's got a great future, Simon. He's been such a great horse to us and our families. Everybody's had such fun with him.
In a nutshell, your most memorable moment of him, Bob?
Most memorable moment, winning the AJC Derby.
Jack?
Winning the Chippy North.
And Shane Dye, you would have been pretty happy with that day as well.
Yeah, great day, that.
Fellas, you brought a lot of joy to a lot of people. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you very much, Simon, for supporting him all the way through.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah. Sorry, Willie.
Yep, Ockie O'Donnell with Jack and Bob Ingham, the owners of Octagonal. All right, well, the official presentation ceremony is about to start, where Mr. John Cummins, QC of the AJC committee, is going to present the owners of Intergaze with their trophies. We'll cross to that.
just been a very small cog in what was really very great theatre at the track. I remember well when Octagonal won by a whisker at the Derby last year, but today it wasn't to be. A good young un sometimes catches a brilliant old one, and it happened today, and therefore it's enormously pleasing to see Intergaze wearing Cathay Pacific's rug of this great saint. Mr. Michael Manicus and several other gentlemen who are partners of his are the winning owners, and I congratulate them. Can I just...
Members of the AJC committee, fellow race goers and octagonal fans, what can we say? It takes a rising champion to beat such a fine champion as Octagonal. It's a shame to see him go out on a note like this, but I think you can all say that Octagonal's had such a fine racing career, and this was just another great race. But what can we say about Intergaze? All the work that's been done by Rod Craig and Brad and Lauren down at his stables is just enormous, and we've seen the efforts that he's put in this autumn, and they've really paid off after this race. It was blocked for a run in the Derby, but I think he's made up for his ground that he lost then. Also, I'd like to thank Peter Bennett, who put Rod Craig onto Intergaze. The owner of Integra, and what a fine horse that was as well. Also, I'd like to thank Rod's dad, Bob, who helps him down at the stables. And most of all, the jockey, Craig Carmody. What a ride he had today. Well done, Craig. Most of all, I'd like to just accept this trophy and the prize money on behalf of the winning owners. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rod Craig, who you will see from your book as the trainer, isn't here today. He's attending his daughter's wedding, which was arranged 12 months ago. So he's got two great events today. So Brad Minders is going to accept the trainer's trophy on behalf of Rod Craig.
As Brad comes to the microphone and to take the trophy off the representative of Cathay Pacific, the Queen Elizabeth Stakes trophy, I think we'll leave Randwick for the moment and take a break on the wide world of sports.
Bye to Octagonal, beaten into second place, but still a champion in the hearts of the public out there. Now,
well, we've had the competition here today for the best Octagonal banner, and it's been sponsored, thank you very much, from Cathay Pacific. It's a trip for two to Hong Kong. Now, I have pleasure in saying the winners are actually from Victoria, Geelong in Victoria, and it's Lewis and Martin Rowan. They've come all the way to Sydney to present their banner, which you can see behind me is an absolute belter. Octagonal, just a nose in front. Unfortunately, for his last run, his last race, he wasn't quite in front. But fellas, come in with me, both of you. How long did you spend on it?
About 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
How's the garage look at home down in Geelong? Is it still okay?
Oh, yeah, a bit painted, I think.
Well, enjoy your trip for two. Either of you been to Hong Kong before?
No, never.
Well, you're just about to have a good look at it. On behalf of Cathay Pacific, congratulations to both of you. That was great effort, and I hope you've enjoyed your day. We'll find another big O one day. That's all from down here.
Yeah, Octagonal knows best, definitely the best of the posters. Right, they're just about to go into line for the Endeavour Stakes, a new listed race on the Randwick Carnival card, a 1,200 metre weight for age sprint. Number 1 Mahogany is now at $2.30. I think he's the horse to beat. Number 2, Monopolise at $5.60, $5.50 now. $67 Eastern Star. Lion Hunter at $5, out to $10 now for Ruffles. Flavour at $26. Number 7, Clang into $9. And number 8, Unison at $10. Righto, they're over behind the barrier. There's Shane Dye aboard Ruffles, and Shane recorded his tactics. Here they are.
The Endeavour Stakes over 1,200 metres. Now, it helps to draw an inside barrier. If you draw out, you can sometimes get trapped a little bit wide, but they will fly in this race here today. A horse like Lion Hunter's drawn wide. He'll lead. I'm on Ruffles. I'll either lead or be running second, but I picture myself outside of Lion Hunter. Now, the horse they've all got to beat is Mahogany. He should be just in behind them getting the run of the race. All Greg's got to do is get him into the clear, turning for home. The other main chance will be back in the field. That's Monopolise. But let's cheer, of course, Ruffles home, but if not me, the great champion Mahogany.
Well, that was Shane Dye, and he's about to climb aboard Ruffles again. Simon, you're a Mahogany fan, I know.
Yeah, certainly I am a Mahogany fan. I think the tactics of Shane Dye and what he believes the tactics of Lion Hunter are will set it up for Mahogany. They will go like cut cats in front, and that will enable Mahogany to sit and sprint as he loves to do.
Wayne, any late thoughts on the race?
No, Mahogany's a proven weight for age performer. He's a great horse, and I do expect he'll probably win. Monopolise probably for second, and Clang I thought looked quite well, and he'll probably run a nice race.
Just explain what happens here for viewers. You see Shane's just adjusting the girth strap there.
Yeah, you don't get much time to think here. You know, your plans sort of go out the door when the barrier's open, but they probably know what horses will go forward, and they just hope to get a good start and slot into a nice position and stay out of trouble.
Well, Flavour's just gone into the barrier. He's followed forward by his stablemate Cling, and that was with the black and the cerise colours. They've both got excellent chances. So too is Eastern Star. They're going in for Steve Engelbrecht. I don't think he's good enough to win this. Eastern Star, one of the roughies on the tote. Been placed at Caloundra at his last start in Brisbane. I think this is a bit above him. There's the favourite, number 1 Mahogany, in the colours of Mr. Kerry Packer, green and white hoops with a red cap. He races this horse in partnership with Mr. Lloyd Williams and both of their wives. All right, I think we've just got one more to go in there. Oh, there's a couple more. Is that Ruffles still getting her equipment adjusted? She always gives trouble at the start, and we might have to wait another minute or so before she consents to go in. Now, the blindfold on the head is not going to do her any harm. It's just put there till she goes in the barrier, and once it's in there, it's taken back off. It's just that this is the easiest way to get her to go in. It doesn't hurt them at all, Wayne, does it?
No, it just, with the blindfold, they just don't know really where they're going, and when they can see the barrier, they just prop and get in their head that they don't want to go in there. So if you can surprise them and get them up there and they're in before they know it, you can shut the gates and they're ready to go. And
I think they've got her there now. In you go, girl. Yeah, she's in. Bang those gates across her rump, and she'll be ready for action. She'll be one of the leaders, Ruffles. She's likely to race up outside Lion Hunter, who's drawn outside of her, but I predict he will go to the front. Lion Hunter to lead from Ruffles. Mahogany probably settling down 4th or 5th. They're about ready to go. Let's go to the best caller in the game, John Tapp.
Good on you, Kenny. The Endeavour Stakes, the inaugural Endeavour Stakes, and I'm very interested to see if old Mahogany can come back to the winning list here. Been a picture of versatility. Dual Derby winner, and on his day, nice and fresh, he's capable of sprinting with the best of them. He carries the Kerry Packer colours, green and white hoops, red cap. Starter onto his stand, all set, and away they go in the Endeavour Stakes. Lion Hunter on the outside is away brilliantly. Ruffles began fast, and so did Mahogany. Unison is handy soon after the start, followed by Flavour. Clang is getting back a bit with Eastern Star, and Monopolise is well back and travelling 3 and 4 deep at the end of 300 metres. Now he can't hold Ruffles. She is bolting in the lead, about a half length to Lion Hunter on the outside, 2.5 to Mahogany, getting the run of the race on the inside of Unison. 4 lengths away then is Clang, and 3 deep Monopolise, followed by Flavour, and out the back is Eastern Star. 600 out as they near the turn. Ruffles clear. Lion Hunter in second place, niggled a bit. Mahogany getting a cushy run third, followed by Unison, Flavour, Clang, Monopolise, and Eastern Star tailed off as they come around the corner. Ruffles well clear at the 400 mark over Lion Hunter, flat to the boards. Here's Mahogany. Mahogany looming into second place, is out after the mare as they top the hill. Golly, Greg Hall looks confident as Mahogany canters alongside Ruffles. Greg says, go boy, and this remarkable 6-year-old Mahogany has exploded away, and he's going to win the inaugural Endeavour Stakes in a cakewalk. Greg keeps him going to the line, and Mahogany bolted in over Ruffles. Clang has run third, followed by Flavour, Monopolise, Eastern Star, and the last couple of Unison and Line Hunter got very weary and is knocked up to run last.
Too Good Mahogany.